Hello everyone, I'm Chris Mazzillo, salesperson, and this are my top game releases of the year. I'm not sure how many of you know, but I work in game retail. It's the game store that has the rather unimaginative name. I've got the uniform and everything. However, with it being the end of the year, why not take a look back at, how the year went, and not just at me personally ruining 10 Christmases for people, 2 of which were after Christmas thanks to the Nintendo Classic Minis, and not just the horrible working hours and general horrible environment in which you work at, and heck, not even the horrible meager wage I work for. Instead, why don't we have a look at some of my favourite releases of games that sort of came out in the last year. Starting off, Titanfall 2. For some reason they decided to try and release it sandwiched perfectly between Battlefield 1 and the new Call of Duty, which was destined to fail because no one's going to pick Titanfall over either of those two, but with Titanfall 1 kind of flopping. It was an alright game, but no one fucking played it. And not to mention, this was kind of epitomised to me when it came out on the same day as Skyrim, the remaster, and the new Dragon Ball Xenoverse game. Let me tell you, at least in my store, one sold significantly more than the other, and it was Skyrim, and then it was Dragon Ball, and then it was Titanfall. You see, when a niche game like Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse can beat you, and a re-release of a game that's been out for 5 years can also beat you, you've done something wrong on your launch day. The next one is, conveniently, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. And this is primarily down to almost barefaced lying that took place to customers in the store and the company that I work for. You see, what was happening in our stores was simple. The standard release of the game wasn't being listed on the shop floor. Instead, the only one available were, at least on the shop floor, to pick up was the Legacy Edition, the one with the remaster. And yet, whenever people wanted to buy just Call of Duty, weirdly it was £5 more expensive than it actually said on the tills. The reason for this was that we were forced to put through a Know Your Enemy pack with every single purchase. Every single one. And it discounted for a standard Legacy or above edition, but for the standard it boosted the price from £45 to £50. Keep in mind that the actual game on the till was still £45, but we were selling it essentially as £50 because of this stupid fucking pack we had to sell with every single one. Every single one. Not to mention that we were not listing prices for our standard ones to try and fight competition, because let's be honest, Tesco's is consistently cheaper than every other place. I mean, why would you buy anything from a game store of your choice, not naming names, when supermarkets are fucking cheaper? Makes no sense. Next up, we've got Homefront: The Revolution. Remember? That came out. Remember? No one does, because fucking who bought it? No one. In my store, and the company that, tells us what to do, we were told that Homefront was meant to be bigger than the game that came out a week before it. And the game that came out a week before it was Doom. Now, I'm not sure if you know, but Doom was quite a big success. It was well received, everyone loved it, it was great, brilliant, woo. Homefront, conveniently around about the time of Doom's release, all the reviews were coming out, and it was an overwhelmingly meh. Just a big old The penultimate item on this list, Street Fighter V, another game which I think most people will be going, wait, that came out this year? It's a game where our store went massive. It went big or went home, and let me tell you, as a quick spoiler alert, it went home. We had things ranging from comic books, wristbands, socks, 2 different types of fight sticks, one which was a weird gaming pad fight stick combination, and one was just a fighting stick. Hard books, all the t-shirts, shirts, so much. We dedicated so much shop floor to this one game. And I think on launch day we sold 2, and then the day after another 2, and then it just disappeared. Street Fighter was recalled, taken away to warehouse, and I really only ever saw it again, I think this morning when I was going through delivery. never again. I hadn't seen it for like nearly an entire year, and then I saw it, I was like, shit, this game came out and is actually out. I forgot about it. The final game on my list is Pokemon Sun and Moon. Really, there was no major fucking hassle or hatred. I mean, shit went wrong in the store, but that's a daily occurrence that makes me want to drink at night. Instead, it was just genuinely quite nice to talk to customers who seemed genuinely excited about a game. People were hyped and ready for Pokemon to come out, and people ranging from small children to fully grown adults were coming in and having a nice chit-chat about Pokemon, and it was just a nice day to work, generally. Really, it's the sort of reason why I wanted to do what I'm doing, which is, well, I mean, one of the reasons why I decided to do what I'm doing, which is selling video games, because I like talking about video games to people, and seeing people genuinely interested was quite nice. And it's just something that apparently Pokemon brings out in people, is fucking basic human decency. Anyway, that's it for my sort of game releases of the year list, if such a thing can ever exist. I'm in the link in the description below. I have my actual games of the year on my blog website thingy, and heck, maybe we should look forward to another year of wonderful game releases and working in game retail.